I do want to start with something under the title of correcting the record with my ranking member. This was a letter from Nas Darakalu referencing the numerous times that we spoke about the atheism grant. And by the way, it was an atheism grant. This is a copy of the atheism grant. It says promoting and defending religious freedom inclusive of atheists, humanists, non-practicing, and non-affiliated individuals. It goes into various specifics on it, but you spoke as well, Mr. Hussein, about that there wasn't anything on atheism. There is. But I want to go to the record of what Nas Darakalu sent us following, let's see, all of the times that we asked about it: April 18, June 8, June 19, October 20, November 9, November 29, November 30, all in 2023, February 16, August 3, February 22, March 30, to April 18, 2024, and other hearings that we had here. And here was the short part of the response that I want to read. The department has since learned that the documents provided by the grantee to the department and in turn the committee were not in fact the version of the slides used in the relevant training. I'll submit this for the record. And the long and the short of this is State Department, Nas, Secretary Verma all came back to this committee and said, hey, all those times we testified to you or wrote you letters about atheism and that not happening, turns out we were dead wrong. And in fact, the slides actually showed they were doing this, and we're telling you that we didn't get the full slide deck from them, and so I hope that, as the ranking member said, he would correct the record. He would take that as that is the correction of the record by State Department. They did literally over and over and over tell us the wrong thing, lie to us, whatever you want to call it. That's what happened, and they acknowledged it. So it has been revealed that the State Department actively promoted atheist and humanist groups and their membership in clear violation of the Establishment Clause. So you stated, Ambassador Hussein, you began in 2022. What month of 2022? Okay, how many people report to you?
Approximately 40. Approximately
40. And did you know that this was a violation of the Establishment Clause, or when did you learn of that?
So the program that you've cited, Congressman, was a program that I believe was approved in 2020 internally, and you cited the title of the program. It's a program
approved in 21.
The internal process by which it was created, and then it went out in 2021.
Did you know it was a violation of the Establishment Clause?
No.
When you learned about it? When did you learn about it?
I learned about the program when I came on board. I believe it was finalized internally in the department in 2020. It started in 2021. I came in, the focus of our work.
You learned about it in 22 when you came on board,
yes.
And you didn't jump out at you and say, this is a violation of the Establishment Clause?
The program, as you read correctly, the title is a program to defend religious freedom of people around the world, inclusive of atheists and humanists. So it is a program.
Did you ever think there were problems with this grant? When you, in 2022, when you learned about it, at any point did you like, I'm not sure if this is above board, let me at least dig into this a little more? Did that occur at all?
Absolutely, Congressman. We've had back and forth with the committee, and we take our responsibility to be responsive to oversight very seriously. So there's been a number of letters that have gone back and forth. There was a request to produce documents regarding the NOFO, and we responded to each one of those requests. Then there was a request about documents as a part of the grant as it's being implemented.
I just want to let you know, I'm happy to let you speak because I'm going to take as many rounds as this takes. I don't care if we go to round 20 to get through this, but I'm going to have a number of questions. So by all means, speak as long as you want it, because actually right now you're digging a hole for yourself.
And I appreciate the opportunity to get to the bottom of it as well, sir, because as we found out more information, and we found the slide, which the committee requested slides. We immediately went to the implementing partner and asked for those documents as well. And as soon as we received it, I believe it was on April 17th, we notified, you mentioned the call that you received on April 19th, as soon as we could, and then recommend the matter to Office of Inspector General. I take very seriously as someone.
You think that's the first time that there was correspondence in that way? Like, hey, there's concerns. Let's make sure that you get us the appropriate slides. Yeah. Would you say that, to your knowledge, that's the first time?
We have quarterly correspondence with our implementing partners. We have written materials that come in, performance evaluations, financial reports. So we are in a rigorous process of checking in as per our requirements by law to check in with our implementing partners, and we've done that including through site visits. As we learn more information about the questions that the committee requested, we've tried our best to provide that information to the committee. And as someone that works on a day-to-day basis on literally saving the lives of people that are suffering around the world, Christians that are being persecuted for blasphemy and apostasy. You know, I mentioned, for example, the recent political prisoners that came from Nicaragua, those that we welcome from China, individuals that have been sentenced to death for leaving their faith, for example. Our focus on a day-to-day basis is to make sure that we're engaging that diplomatic work, that we are also overseeing the many, many programs that we have around the world. We take every single penny seriously. And so when there was a suggestion to me when I came into this role that perhaps there is promotion of atheism, my initial reaction was, it's completely against the law to promote atheism. I do not accept that, or to promote any religious faith in this job. As a person of faith myself, I take very seriously the importance of protecting the religious freedom of all people around the world, and the International Religious Freedom Act of 1998 requires us to protect the religious freedom of all, including people that don't have any particular belief. And so my understanding of the grant when I came in is that it is designed to protect the right of individuals not to follow any particular faith. That's something that's been championed by Representative Chris Smith, who's been a tremendous supporter of our efforts and our religious freedom work around the world. He has said himself that he will support the right of individuals to not belong to any particular faith community. And the Earth Act itself says that the freedom of thought, conscience, and religion is understood to protect theistic and non-theistic beliefs, and the right not to profess or practice any religion. So I actually think there's more that we agree on than it might seem. I think we all agree in this room that it's our responsibility to protect the religious freedom of all people around the world. That could extend to protecting the rights of people not to believe. And we all believe that promoting any particular religious faith using taxpayer dollars is wrong. And it is wrong to promote atheism. It is wrong to promote any particular religious faith using American tax dollars, period, full stop. And that is my belief, and that is how we've tried to execute the work of our office. And if there are times when there's a grantee that has done something that causes concern or has done something otherwise, then it's my responsibility and our responsibility as an office to come to you and to say, we've discovered something that may not be in line with that mandate and that responsibility. And it is our responsibility to then report that to the Office of Inspector General. They have a number of responses that they are able to execute themselves, including going back and retrieving the money if it was ever used in an improper way. So, Congressman, that's all I'll say. I share the concerns that you have, and I do not want to see a single penny of U.S. taxpayer dollar used to promote any particular religious faith or atheism.
So you have gone well over my time. Like I said, I'm happy to let you speak and expound. We are in rounds of 5 minutes. I do have to go to my counterpart, Ranking Member Crow. I am going to put something up for you to reflect on while he is asking you questions or other people questions, just so you can read it and digest it and be prepared to answer on it. Could you put that up a minute? And what it specifically says, this is State Department speaking to Humanist International, the atheist group, and what it specifically says, our in-person meeting, December 2022 meeting with redacted team leader from State Department and redacted program officer from State Department and person from Humanist International is when I was first instructed to revise the language in all official grant documents to, quote, neutralize the language in all materials that were submitted to State Department, the ones that we would be able to see. Neutralize the language for the stuff that we will be able to see. The changes to language did not impact the activities that we were doing, that were carried out. The activities remained the same. We just changed the language of what we were reporting to State Department. I was instructed by State Department to exclude and or remove such language from official grant documents. I was not instructed to exclude or remove the language from the program documents, the actual materials that people were given. No changes to program activities were requested by State Department. I'm not going to ask you any questions on it. Stare at it, look at it, read it, reflect on it, think about it. I'm going to go to my colleague, and then I'm going to hammer you on it.